Hey, what's going on, everybody? Alright. I still haven't figured out how to set up monetization. Wonderful. So, oh, come on. Hey, Snoke, what's going on? How you doing? Thanks for joining me, Snoke. So, how's the stream? Because I've done a lot of things to try and set this up right, and it looks like I'm still having problems. So, really? Well, thanks for letting me know. There's all these different videos on how to set this up. I guess they don't do a whole lot. So, thanks for joining me. I'm just going to try and wait a couple minutes to see who else shows up before we get really rolling here, alright? So, if anybody else is in the chat, let me know. Say hello. Everything's right. So, let's see. Well, I don't have a lot to show today, so maybe I don't need to do too much. I'll just play it by ear. So how's things? How's everything? Anybody else there besides Snug? Seems odd to me that the audio is fine, but the video isn't. Wouldn't it all be on the same signal? Yeah, but audio is, well, it's like your CDs and your music. It's megabytes versus video is can be gigabytes. You know, you're talking about like a whole album's worth of music would be 30 megabytes, and a 5-minute video can be 4 gigabytes at 1080p. But I set this up with administrator settings, all this other stuff, so that it shouldn't do this anymore. I don't know. I set it up like I'm supposed to be streaming on Twitch with while I'm gaming, and this should be no problem right now. But here we are. So I've got an update. Well, you were here last week, so you know I made the announcement about Time Surfing Alien winning the contest, right? I haven't seen him. He hasn't responded. He hasn't sent an email. So I'm going to make that announcement again, if I can get anybody in here. So I don't know. It says there's nobody here. You're here. So I don't know. I got a lot to learn, I guess, before I can really understand what the hell's going on. So Beautiful day in Kansas today. In the 60s this morning. Only got into the low 80s. Too bad I was inside all day. That sounds nice. It got hot and muggy today here. And I was inside all day. Yeah, I was in a couple of streams too. And I didn't see him. But I'll keep an eye out for when Six String Stanger has a stream, so that maybe I can grab him there. But if you happen to see him, could you send him a message? Tell him to get in touch with me. Hit me up through my email on the community page. So, you know, it just sucks because I know he wanted to win. He was trying. You know, he was one of the few people who was really trying. So I feel bad. I don't want to not give it to him. You know, I could have been a jerk and said, you know, this contest is canceled. No one's winning anything because we didn't hit 10K. I couldn't do that to you guys. So anyway, I'll stop rambling about it now. If you happen to see him, please let him know. I appreciate it. So what's going on here? It's what's up, JMK 2112? How you doing? Camel California. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good name for it these days. I guess you're feeling a little disgruntled living there. All right, Snow Guy, thank you. Appreciate it. So, JMK, I don't know if you heard last week I mentioned that Time Surfing Alien won the guitar from the 10K giveaway, but I haven't seen him. He hasn't heard, and he hasn't left me a message. So I was asking anybody who's here, if they happen to see him in a live stream, to let him know to go to my community page here and hit up my email and send me his address so I can send him this guitar. I'm just getting a final setup done on it right now, and as soon as it's back, I want to send it out. So if anyone out there who's watching this could help me, I'd appreciate it. So, JMK, you seem to know more about Guitar Madness's pickups than I do. Anish, greetings. Time Surfing Alien, thank you for coming. Great, so now I can tell you something I've been trying to tell you for a week, Time Surfing Alien. You won the contest. Congratulations. You're getting the guitar. I just need you to go to the community page. Inside the header there is all my contact information. I need you to hit up my RJ's Cave email and send me your address. I just sent the guitar off to get one little tweak done to it. My buddy's going to check the setup, make sure it's perfect. And the volume control was actually a tone knob. I had to switch that out. So that's going to be for the proper volume control, and then it's going to be sent off to you. So please send me your information, and as soon as it's ready, I'm going to get it off to you. All right? Congratulations. All right. Yes, I see. Thank you. You're here. And well, I guess thank you, JMK, but he's here. And yes, you're telling me he's here. All right. This is cool. Yeah. Guitar Madness is great. You know, I think I can find his pickups in other places on eBay, because I'm sure other people are selling them. But I know he's always got the good stuff, and he doesn't charge a whole lot more than what anybody else could possibly charge for. You know what I mean? Those guys who are more like factory direct. I know he's going to have good stuff, so I'd rather pay him an extra $5 or $10 and make sure that I know it's good stuff. You know what I mean? So I would love to talk with you sometime about just what you know about the different pickups that you've used, like what they are as far as like what they're copies of. because I don't really know. I just know the ones that I like, and I picked them out by specs. You know, I like my hot bridge pickups with Alnico 5 magnets and nickel silver base plates. I know that's a combo that works. You know. Okay, I've rambled. So, who wants to see the project guitar? Because it's basically assembled minus the tone pot, which has got to go in, and then it's got to get wired. And my buddy, while he's doing that, I'm just going to tell him, listen, I'll pay you what I got to pay you. Make sure it's set up right. I don't want to deal with it. And I'm sure he won't charge me an arm and a leg either. So I'm just going to see what all the work he'll do, whatever he'll do, and then if I have to, I'll learn to do the rest. But I got it all assembled, minus a new pickup ring, because I had to put so many screws in the other one. I wanted to get a new one, so I got to put that in. So the look overall is how it's going to look. Let me see. Let me get a better angle here. So, okay, now I can see. So, what do you guys think? Honestly, when I picked this up, I think it feels fucking awesome. I've got the string height just roughed in at 1.75 to 1.5. And with a light, very light radius, because this is a 15-inch radius neck, so this is a fast neck. And I'm just so pumped. Like, every time I pick it up, I get so excited. I want it finished. I want it finished now. But I got to learn some shit. So I'm going to start doing that as part of what goes on this channel. I'm going to start learning how to solder, and I'm going to start picking up the tools so that I can learn to do a proper fret level and do the nut work myself, because I know it's not all that hard. It's just time consuming, and you got to be willing to fuck something up once or twice before you start getting it right, you know. So all right, so JMK, do you know this pickup? Yeah, man, you can never learn these skills too late, and it's therapeutic, right? Because I mean, when you start getting older, you usually have so much pent-up emotional baggage. You could do this, or you could end up on a rooftop with a gun. So. Yeah, I am really pumped to see this going forward. I just feel bad that it's not moving faster. Yeah, you think that they're Super Distortions too? Yeah, I think so. They sound great. They sound great, and they're not expensive at all. They are like so cheap, like $30 for a set. You can't beat that. Yeah. Yeah, mini rails. So. Divorced 3 times? Wow. So you got work like 4 jobs to pay off all the, well, maybe you didn't have to pay alimony. Fingers crossed. So, but yeah, this is, so this is this one. And I am, like I said, really pumped for it. And, well, thanks, JMK. I'm really looking forward to hearing it myself for the first time. I get it. I have this impression of something that's really bright, sweet, loud, and well balanced overall. So I hope I'm right. So I'll just keep that here. How's the background noise? I got my air conditioner on because it's a little hot, but I could turn it on. So, all right. Well, here, listen. Let's take a look at another thing. I'm going to be doing this review soon. All right. What do you guys think? This is It's an Ibanez Geo. Picked it up nice and cheap, and I was very blown away. But you may have seen it. It's actually been on the wall in the studio room for a while now. Try Tessie kill switches. No, you know what? I haven't, only because I don't want to make a hole that big. I don't know. There's so many options for kill switches out there. I know those are probably the best because they'll last forever. Tessie switches are the same buttons, if anybody doesn't know. The Tessie switches are the same buttons used in video games, in the arcade games. So you know, anyone who's ever like sat in an arcade and played Street Fighter or something like that has mashed on Tessie switches, and they are awesome for being kill switches. But they take, I think it's a 17 or an 18 millimeter hole. What is it, JMK? Awesome, Time Surfing Alien. Thank you. Just as soon as I get it back from the shop, which should be any day now, I'm gonna get it sent out. So hopefully by next weekend it'll be on its way to you. Fingers crossed. I also need to get this label printed, and I don't have a printer, so I got to figure that out. But it should be out this week. The sound is good. The video starts and stops. Oh, you're talking about this right now, right? Yeah, I know. And I've tried. I have a oh, they're selling them in different sizes now, the Tessie switches? I was thinking about the full-size arcade ones. I'll look into them because I do like that. But I also like added functionality in tight situations, like when you only have one or two holes, and instead of making more holes, or maybe you can't because you don't have the cavity size to accommodate. So I like to use something that can pull double duty. No, Time Surfing Alien, you're awesome because you waited around. I mean this contest didn't work out at all like I was intending it to. Things were taking a lot longer than it should have, and it went on longer than it should have. And so for that I apologize. And then on top of it, because it was going on so long, I dragged my feet because I was getting a little lost in how do I make this work, you know? So at least now we've got this contest started because it's actually just the start of me giving away more stuff. I'm working on catching up on a couple of bills, so there's more of disposable income, and I'm going to start giving away other things probably about 2 weeks after I send out the guitar. It's Time Surfing Alien. I'm going to start announcing winners of other things as well. I'm going to start out by giving out a couple of things to people who've been working hard already, and but don't stop now, you know what I'm saying? And then from there, once I give away all the stuff I have, then I'm going to look into doing things like giving away shirts. I'm going to be fixing the shirts in the store because the store's falling apart a little bit. What can I say? Spring sucks. But so I got to fix that. Once I do that, then there'll be more shirts to give away, and I'm probably going to be giving away. I want to give away Fender Play, like 3-month Fender Play subscriptions, because you can get those relatively inexpensively, and then they give you free time on top of that, so you can end up with like 4, 5, or 6 months of lessons for free. You know, so that's pretty cool. I have to look into it. That's something I want to do. And but first I want to give away some of the stuff that I've been earning from doing these other videos, the paid promotion videos. So yeah, there's that. So, okay, we're doing all right so far. So I'm just gonna be hanging here, guys, and I hope you guys can hang with me. Sorry about yesterday. The whole thing with the video was I got caught up in something else during the week, and I was trying to plow through everything, and I was doing it. I was getting it done. I was almost done when suddenly I realized I had a whole bunch of audio that was way too loud at the end, like the last 2 minutes. suddenly it got blaringly loud. And so I either missed something, I hit some button somewhere, and I'll get to the Ibanez in a second. So, actually, maybe I'll get it to it now because I think I just lost my train of thought. That's a little problem I have. I had medical problems as a kid, seizures. So, once in a while, I forget where I'm going. But, so, to the Ibanez, yeah, I don't know yet. Honestly, and this is before I do the actual review, this thing is good. I mean, right out of the gate, it's good, and it's a used guitar that went through somebody else's hands where it sat in their closet for a while, and then it went to my friend who basically just flipped it to me. And it's good. I mean, the pickups, they're ceramic pickups, but they're not horrible at all. They're not underwound. They're not overwound. They're not brittle. They're bright and they're loud, but they're not quite brittle. So it's a solid guitar. I don't know what to do with it, honestly. I could honestly see, like, you know what? Maybe it'll be like how to turn a budget guitar like this into a good player without breaking the bank, right? Doing the minimum work to get the most out of the guitar, you know? I love the thin C shape of it. Yeah, it's a great neck, and it's basically, this one is like the Wizard neck, but it's like, it's got that that more universal idea that's meant to be more of a one-size-fits-most neck. So it's not super narrow, but it is like about 42 millimeters at the nut, right? And then it's still got the extra flat shape of the Wizard neck. So it's a really fast neck. Plus it's flat. Everything about this guitar is really cool. I mean, whoever had this guitar played it for a while. They had it set up right and all that, and then they forgot about it and put it in their closet for a while. And that's a shame, because when I got it, it was fully set up. The strings were a little, I put a set on it. It needs another set now, but other than that, it was ready to go. So the tuners aren't bad. There's really nothing about it that's gotta go. There's nothing about it that was oh, wait, one thing. I changed these. These were the plastic ones that they were giving out in like 2015, 2016 with these ultra inexpensive Chinese-made guitars. And the micro basses too. So yeah, I think it's a GRG 120, because this is actually a Geo. So I think the designation is it's GRG because it's Geo. It's an RG design, GRG. And I think it's the 120. I think that's how it goes. It might be the 20. I think there was an RG20, and that one was the one that came in the pack with the amp and all that crap. I don't think this one is that one though. So I think this one's probably the 120, right? They go like that, and then I think they also go GRX 120. That's the ones with like the quilted tops and things like that, and maybe even the 2-point tremolo. A GM 1984 would be good. Yeah, I'm actually looking to get away from the 17K pickups because I use them all the time. So actually, an 84 would be pretty good, right? That's about like 12K, right? That's kind of hot, not super hot, because that's what I'm looking to do. I'm looking to do something that's a little bit, that's not an 8.5K. You know what I mean? Not a classic wind. I want something that's a little hotter. Martin, what's up, buddy? How you doing? It's good to see you. No, it's not just you, buddy. I don't know what's going on with that. It's something here. I don't know. It's choppy all around, and I've tried. I've been checking out all these videos on how to get rid of this and changing the setups, and nothing seems to work. I'm sorry. How you doing, Martin? It's good to see you. Yeah, Geos really are a good deal. JMK says Geos are the best bang for the buck if you play heavier music. And they really are. Like if you want, and especially if you want to be a lead player, they're ready to go right out of the box, pretty much. You know, you might have to give them the fret job, you know, get rid of the fret sprout and all that stuff, but that's usual stuff, right? Yeah. There you go. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for. 13K. So 1984. I know the ones you're talking about. So I'll be looking into that one. Yeah, I might. Yeah, I think the thing to do here is change the bridge pickup. Keep the neck. I don't think it's necessary to change the neck on this guitar. Yeah, Snug's probably right. It's Snug's, you know, well, you guys can read it. So yeah, probably the New York internet, right? Too many people, not enough throughput. I'm paying for 1 gigabyte. You can see what I got. So, yeah. So that's the Ibanez. I'm going to be doing a review on that one soon. I'm also going to be catching up with the Marzio, because that's come to, well, the story has come to a conclusion. Let's put it that way. So, and there's more to the beginning actually too. So I'm going to do a quick one on that. JMK. Okay, so it's based on an EVH Hot PAF. Okay, so that's cool. So then it's probably perfect for what I want to do. 13K is good. You can still get, you can still push the amp well. You can still get the squealies and all that. And you can push the amp when you need to, but you can keep it under control. When you get to around 17K, you're just pushing the amp all the time. You know. So the guitars I have that have it, I have to go to the neck pickup to get clean tones that are actually clean. Yeah, those, yeah, a lot of them are still on the ground, the internet lines. Yeah, a lot of them are still on the ground. They've pulled a lot of them out of the ground because they had a disastrous idea to put these little like posts where they could mount things. They were at like people height. They didn't want to put in giant poles. These things were like fire hydrants. And they covered these poles with metal casings. And people hit them all the time with their cars. And wrecked them. So they had no choice. But yeah, there's still a lot of the infrastructure for the entire city is underground, and there probably always will be, because it's going to just be too expensive to dig up and remove. But yeah, I don't know what else to do, and it kills me because, you know, it seems like every time I turn around, I'm trying to do something to move forward and make progress with the channel, and something happens to kick me back a step. You know what I'm saying? I still get notes on. Yes. Okay, so they're not muddy, and yeah, you're right. They don't get. Yeah, you can still get the clean note separation and the clarity and all that stuff. Right. So, there was something else I want to talk about. Right? We've been hanging out almost. Oh, what was it now? Half an hour? About. Well, here. Do a little sound test before my landlord goes to bed and gives me a hard time. I'm going to crank it a little bit. Let me know if you can hear it loud or if it's not that loud. This is my the stage right amp with the well, it's the amp from the video from today. wish I could do something about those friggin' ads on my videos. I don't want those ads on my videos. You know, that woman is the definition of getting somewhere by being under the desk. And it's not an exaggeration with her. She literally did that. So, I don't follow you though, Snug, when you say weird that it worked pretty well last week. Oh, you're talking about, I see now. Yeah, I get it now. You're talking about the connection. So, yeah, well, that worked because I wasn't using the OBS software. That was just me with the webcam going straight through YouTube. But if I want to show you guys anything, I need to use OBS, and that's what everybody uses. I mean, I'm learning it, so it's going to be a little clunky no matter what, but it shouldn't be stuttering like that. You know what I mean? I should have a steady stream, you know? The only clunkiness should be from my lack of being able to manipulate OBS. So, no, well, I'm using the webcam mic, so I guess that's probably what that is. So, so guys, I got a question. What are some of the other things you'd like to see being done on the channel? I mean, guitar and gear reviews are one thing, and well, you know what? What kind of mods and stuff are you guys into? Let's go with that, all right? Because that's going to be an angle that the channel is going to continue down now for a while. I want to start doing more mods. As a matter of fact, I've got some feelers out to get some stuff to do just that. And if it all works out, we're going to be doing mods like we're going to be going from project to project to project. Sometimes it'll be a build. It might be a build, it might be a mod. So, what are the things you would like to see done in guitar modding? Maybe we can get it done here. All right. There's a lot of cool stuff. I found a lot of stuff over at Artec, like the switch that's going in the current project guitar, and not just boost stuff. There's built-in chorus pedals. There's built-in tone expanders. Switches that there's a knob that does boost, but it has a multiple selector. It's a multiple. Can I speak? It's a dial with five selections. No boost, 6 dB boost, 10 dB of boost, 14 dB of boost, and 20 dB of boost. You'd like to see me do some painting? The audio distorts with the... Okay, so I'm too loud for the speaker. That's what that sounds like. So maybe if I turn down, it won't be so bad. Painting is the one challenge that I got about with working around here. You know, it's New York City, and even though I'm on Staten Island and I do rent the upper floor of a house, I don't have a lot of space. Making a basic guitar upkeep modding toolkit. Snug, that's not a bad idea. But okay, so I'll think about doing something like that, right? Because I gotta build a toolkit anyway, so that's something that we could definitely do. JMK, I would love to do some things like painting around here. If I could figure out a way to do something that's not gonna be really smelly and potentially really messy, then I would do it right up here. Not in this room, but I would do it up here. because I tried to do that in my old place, and then that was a disaster. Splatter is cool. I accidentally found out that you can create crackle paint if you use paints, and in between you wash the layers, and then you wipe them down lazily. I cleaned one guitar one time in a hurry and actually created a crackle finish because the residue interacted with the black paint that was going on the top. It actually doesn't look too bad. Camo would be cool. Camo is not easy to do. That's a 3-layer paint. All right, EVH, snakeskin, stripes, all that. Multiple colors. I wish I had the time and the space to do that. As it is now, I'm looking into ways of doing finishes that basically are done by hand and don't smell as much. So I could do like hand paint, stuff like that. But it's got to be stuff that doesn't stink and can be applied by hand. So I'm looking into things like using Rit dye, actually like this, nice and easy. You put it on, it's water-based, it dries really fast, and then I use True Oil. Where's that? I have that around here somewhere. Oh well, it's around here somewhere. So, and that stuff is great. Pedal building, that's something I would like to learn how to do. I gotta learn soldering first. So one of the next things I'm buying is going to be a soldering gun, and then I'm going to start to learn to solder. I picked up a multimeter, so in the future we're going to start doing, we're going to start testing pickup output, so that we can get those numbers in the videos. So we're going to start doing that. But yeah, I would love to do pedals. As a matter of fact, there's this one guy. Let me see if I can find him. He just posted a video today. I subscribed to him because he builds pedals and other things, but not just regular pedals. He's got a lot of little tricks that he knows, and it's great. I'm gonna find him. I'm gonna give him to you guys now. I have so many subscribers. The people that I subscribe to, if I just looked through them, it would take me forever. I'm better off looking this way because I know, looking through my feed, because I know he just posted one like yesterday. So I just got to find it. And he does great stuff. He's where I got the idea. He's where I got the idea to put a knob in here instead of a tone control. That is actually just, it's a dial, a clicking dial that has multiple capacitors on it, and every capacitor has a different setting. So you can have the regular tone of the guitar, then you can have all the other tones you want. If you want something that's more Les Paul-like on a Strat, you can probably get it with the right capacitor. Or that's the idea anyway with all these things, or with this dial. And he had it in a pedal, and he did it on a guitar. And he's got this other thing I want to do. It's like you'll see. I got to find it, but you'll see. And if I don't find it during this feed, remind me so that I keep looking for it. It's something McPherson, I think, guitar. Nope. Oh no, that's the wrong one. That's Tony McKenzie. I'm avoiding you. I'm not seeing you guys now. I can't. I can't look at that while I'm doing this. on, where is it? I'm gonna have to give up. I'm gonna have to give up. I can't keep you guys hanging. I don't like that. It must have been further back than I'm remembering. All right, I can't do it. I can't do that. Got myself started pretty quick. Yeah, all right, let me catch up with you guys. Actual Crackle? Yeah, real? All right, so, okay, so there's where Crackle is unpredictable. That's where I'm at. Okay, yeah. I guess it is. Mine was totally accidental. It's not like I actually went out and got the right paints, you know what I mean? I was totally winging it using cheap shit. I think I used Rust-Oleum white, and which is an enamel, and then I put something else over. I think I put acrylic over that or something, but it didn't mesh right with the soap, right? Because I think acrylic you can put over everything. If I forget. So. Yeah, and you're right. Time Surfing Alien, you really can't go wrong with True Oil. And yeah, staining is, for me, is kind of the way to go because I can keep the smell down. And since I found True Oil, I don't think there's anything I can't do as long as I can keep the smell down. Because True Oil is the shit. If you haven't used True Oil, you got to try it. Yeah, every coat dries within 2 hours. And you apply 3 coats. All you got to do is sand it down with some quadruple zero steel wool, and it's perfect. You got a nice, beautiful satin finish that's got just a touch of sheen. So, first one of a single. I hear that it's easy to do fuzz pedals. I hear some pedals are actually ridiculously easy to make. So yeah, I want to learn this stuff. And I just gotta get the soldering down. I gotta, you know what I mean, with the hands and the eyes and making sure I tin it right and all that stuff. Once I get that down, and where to apply the heat and all that, once I get that down, you know, do it a couple of times, I'm sure I'll be fine. But I've just never gotten around to trying it again. When I was a kid, I was all stressed out for a long time, and I made things harder than they were ever supposed to be. Long story. But I get close and I start doing this. So. But I'm not that person anymore, so I know it would be a lot easier. But now I'm going to change my short first. Snug, where's Snug? Yeah, I like that, Snug. I do a little standing every time I eat barbecue. Yeah, I'm sure. Me too. Sometimes it's every time I eat. I'm so sorry, pretty quick. Now I've learned to change my shorts first. Oh, I got you. For the love of noise. Oh, okay, that's the name of the channel, For the Love of Noise? Yeah. You can also walk past one on a tone knob called Underdrive on eBay. I forgot who sells them. I've seen stuff like that on eBay, and I want to pick one of those up and do it in put it in the right guitar, you know what I mean? Do a build and build around that idea. Snug, they do make an onboard chorus. As Artec makes one that can go right in any hole, just about any hole on your guitar. They give you the right washers so that it'll lock into place on an oversized hole, and I'm sure it'll be great. I'm not a fan of that idea, having chorus on board. Boost, I think, is cool. Other stuff though, I don't know. Maybe I'm too old school, but we'll see. I think the time is coming though where that stuff, especially the more computerized versions of all this stuff, is going to actually start being popular with guitar players. Montana is the best brand. Oh, is that of pedal kits? Okay. So. Alright, so I'm going to take this off. And so, yeah, so JMK, those are the kinds of mods I want to work on. Things that you don't see every day, but are useful and could be appealing, because you know how guitar players are. Some guitar players are picky fucks. So, I'm looking for something that's an alternative, like the capacitor idea, because that effectively means you can get rid of a tone control, and instead of have that, a knob with a dial that gets warm and fuzz and muddy and all that, you just have this preset, click, 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 and you got all the tones you want right there. You know, I think it ultimately could be more functional that way, you know? So, but I don't know, because I don't have a guitar with one of those things in it. So, that's the kind of stuff I want to start doing in the future. But I need you guys to keep pushing me to grow my skill set, because, let's face it, I'm lazy. I get tired after work, you know, all this stuff, get distracted, sit down, I smoke pot. So, I need you guys to keep me honest. Speaking of smoking pot. So, alright. You know what? While I got you here, let me check email. Let me see if I got your email. Time Surfing Alien. I'll check on my phone. Whew. Got you. And now I know your real name. Okay. Alright, cool. Alabama, really? How are things? I think that's Alabama, AL, right? Yeah, a clean boost would be cool. That's the exact idea I'm thinking. And this switch doesn't do that, because it's straight up a flip of the switch. You have 20 dB of boost, so you go right into tube screamer zone, basically. But a clean boost, but the knob I was talking about, that one you can do clean, because you don't have to go with 20 dB. You can go up to 10 and generally still be clean, I think, more or less. I guess it depends on what your setup is, how hot your setup is. Okay, Montana spray paint. All right, they're good for guitars. Because I was looking into Duplicolor, but it's lacquer and it has a smell. But I know that their colors are great, because they're car colors. But how's the smell on the paint? Is it strong? Because I don't have a lot of space, so I would have to like make a box, put it on my. I have a second floor closed-in porch. I'd have to make a big box, like a closet, that I can hang stuff in, and basically stand in there and spray. If I could do that without a lot of smell, I would try it. I can actually set up a box up against a window. Open the window and cover it with the box so it don't get painted, and just keep the window open and run a fan out the window. So I got you. So I said I got your email, Time Surfing Alien. As soon as I get the guitar back, I will contact you, let you know what's going on. I bought a Crescent Strat on Goodwill, $23. Dude, that's a good deal. That's a phenomenal deal. Great job. I wanted to buy a guitar from Goodwill. A lot of the listings, they have crazy shipping. Right? You're going to start the bidding at $40 on a $40 guitar, and then you're going to charge like $35 shipping on top of that. Those are crack numbers to me right off the bat. I shouldn't be spending more than $40-50 in total on anything I find at Goodwill. That's what I think. And you just hit a home run, dude. Right? Because it doesn't matter. At that price, it doesn't matter what condition the guitar is in. You can buy every part you need for that guitar online, and you can rebuild that entire guitar. And because you know a guy like me, and we know JMK too, you can do this probably for less than $200, even if you need a neck. Okay, I can say that because this guitar. Let's go over this guitar. I'm going to do this in a video, but let's go over the cost on this guitar. I bought the original bass guitar on eBay as an eBay refurbished deal, $58 plus tax. It was $63 to my door, okay? That's about what you buy a body for, all right? So right there, boom. This bad boy here, $20.70 from my buddy Guitar Madness. JMK knows him too, all right? Great pickups. This guy, this was probably the most expensive stupid piece on the whole thing. This is $10. $5 for the piece and $5 shipping. But it's a custom made piece, you know, 3D printed or whatever, cut out, laser cut out or whatever it is, right? So that's $10 and I had to get a second one. This switch, $8 and change, and it's awesome. This little boy right here, this is $20. This is the booster. The switch, that the volume pot plus the tone pot kill switch, that's $18 with tax. The tuners are from my IYV, okay, because I put a set of Spurzels that I had lying around on that. And the neck was $45. So that's like, we got what, 50, 60 something, 45, so that's 110. Free, 21, 131, 151, call that 161, 171, and the bridge, $181 plus tax. Let's call it $200 all in. So you can, so you can rebuild that guitar from the ground up if you do nothing else. Let's say you keep the paint, or decide to go with a more of a rough and tumble kind of finish. You know what I mean? Let it live its life and keep the body kind of looking like it's been played or neglected or whatever. Dude, you can get a good set of pickups for that, and from Guitar Madness for about $45-50. A really good set. Talking about a set that will rival like a $200 set. Okay, and then the only wiring that needs to be done on that is going to be to the jack and then to the ground for the tremolo. And you can find these necks. You can find necks that are going to fit that all over the internet for $50 or less. Oh yeah. Well, JMK, first let me talk to you about your comment on 2X. Yeah, 2X, everybody loves 2X. I haven't used it, but I've heard so much good stuff about it. Their stuff is really strong, and it's poly, right? So that's strong stuff. But yes, go over to Goodwill.com and set it up to look for electric guitars, and you can get really good, really cheap guitar deals. You can also find, every once in a while, you can also find that abused Gibson that's selling for $600 to $700 when it should be like $3 grand. All right, Trogley has picked up a couple of guitars from there. So you absolutely do want to check out Goodwill. All right, just do me a favor and leave me one or two. Yeah, and Snug is right. A lot of them, they do shipping really, really high. I guess that's how they think they're going to make money, and I guess they get it. But you know how these guitars are. If it's an off-brand, you shouldn't be spending more than $40-50 for it. Hopefully all in, especially if you're going to rebuild the whole thing. And yeah, a lot of them they do overcharge for shipping, but then every so often you get a couple. There's like 3 or 4 of them that they're pretty reasonable. The only question is, will idiots overbid the guitar? So you got to watch for that. But yeah, I haven't actually purchased one there, but they're always on my radar. So, but yeah, God, I want this to play so fucking bad. I swear, excuse my language. I can't wait for this to be playable. This thing is going to be a screamer. It's going to sound like it's going to sound like a single coil. It's going to have single coils type tones. Then when you flip the switch, they're just going to be louder than anybody else, and because it's going to be parallel. And then in the series, it's going to be like, think Dave Murray from Iron Maiden. That's kind of what I'm thinking. You know. So, but yeah. I am so pumped to get that one going. Can't wait, can't wait, can't wait. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we've been I wanted to talk about. So yes, that's the best part, the quantifiable part. And who knows, maybe you can put that guitar into somebody's hands who's actually going to use it and learn with it. And even if they don't, you are giving them better odds at success by putting a guitar like that in their hands than $100, $125 cheapo that came from a kit and it has three wraps over an overpowered ceramic magnet, no wax potting, and sounds like shit. But yeah, you know, and who knows, man? Maybe one day it turns into something more than just a hobby. You know what I mean? Because this started out as a comment in a video, and one of you guys, was at Guitar Porn, I think is his name. Forgive me, dude, if you're here. I apologize. Let everybody know who you are. Okay. So, replacing the bridge with a hardtail. Yeah. Well, that might be more work than you want to do, because ideally you have to block up the whole bridge. But guys have been doing that since the 50s. So what you want to do is you get a trem blocker, or you put a block of wood between the trem block and the back of the trem cavity and wedge it there, and then it'll never move. So at that point you can just lose the trem. So, but yeah, that's what most guys do, and it's a perfectly good thing to do with that guitar. That's true, Snug. It's not worth, Goodwill is not worth the amps with all the shipping and everything. Yeah. And honestly, I don't even think used amps at Musician's Friend are particularly great most of the time. The goal with me is to always buy used stuff absolutely as cheaply as possible, because I expect I'm going to have to be willing to fix it. So that's always my approach. So, you know, so I would rather make sure, window shop, yeah. I would rather make sure that I got something that's not going to be falling apart, just because I don't do amp work, so it would end up being expensive. And if I'm going to be paying more than I'm buying a used amp for, then it's not worth it. But if it's in great shape, but I just happen to know it comes with a shitty speaker and I can get a good speaker and put it in there and change that amp for the better, then it might be worth it. It was with this guy. This little stage right amp turned into an animal with the Celestion in there, and also with that WGS speaker in there. Both of them sound really good. The Celestion is by far the loudest though, which is crazy because it actually puts this amp at a disadvantage, and it only has about 14 watts with this speaker in it. It's not a 20 watt amp, but with that speaker in it, that speaker is so efficient, it's loud as hell. So that's a $60 amp and a $30 speaker, and getting another amp of this kind from a name brand and this output it's 140, 150 bucks. So you can come out ahead. So we've been together for an hour now, it seems. And I wish this one was ready. So I gotta go down to the music store on Wednesday and see what's up with the other one. I gotta make sure that one gets done this week. He sometimes gets a little busy. He told me he would have it for me this weekend. This weekend is over. So I might bring this down there and drop and swap guitars. Just so we can keep things going, you know? Yes, Time Surfer Alien, I could not agree with you more. It's learning how to play guitar is the best thing I've ever done. It is so good for the brain. I mean, it's therapeutic, and you can build your brain, like the muscle that your brain is, in ways that you can't do with anything else. Right? And the more you get into it, the more you realize it's a lot easier than you think, you know? So always keep learning, man. Keep that muscle working. So JMK, if you happen to ever buy a guitar from Goodwill, you gotta let me know now, all right? I would love to know. I would love to see that. And do you do videos on your channel? I should check. Because if you're doing videos and you're doing that many that many pickup swaps, using that many pickups from Guitar Madness, I should be checking it out. Do they have pedals? JMK, who have pedals? Musician's Friend? Are you talking about Musician's Friend? I gotta go look again for this. Check my watch later for that guy. I was gonna show you before. Come on, where are you? Where are you? Know what you know, so I can only guess other people would like to know that too. So, but I got to get better on Instagram. I need to do that more. I don't do it enough. So I guess 11 o'clock we'll call it a night. About another 20 minutes or so, guys. So oh, where is this guy? Come on. So I go looking for this guy. I can't find him in my feed. I can't find him in my watch later, and I know he's in my watch later. And then I just start trying to find. I can't remember his name. Ah, here he is. Found him. Waylon McPherson Guitar. There we go. That's the name of the guy. At Waylon McPherson Guitar. Long name. It's McPherson with a PH. Let me see if I can copy and paste. Alright guys, check this guy out. Come on, come on. I'm trying to copy his address for you guys. His YouTube. Alright, I think I got it. Right. McPherson, right? Not McPherson? Well, here's Waylon McPherson's YouTube channel. If you watch enough of his videos, you'll see the ones that I'm going to use as secrets, like tricks. That's my goal anyway. That's what I want to do. And that's also another reason why I got to learn how to solder, because no one's going to do this shit for me, so. Oh yeah, time surfing alien, you were just doing that, huh? So so how is this going? Is it getting any better? Is the video still really, really choppy? Well, yeah, I guess they want to respect the man's name, right? Soda time. I'm sure it's not. When I was younger, I made things harder for myself. I made everything harder for myself. It's a long, messed up childhood story that had me believing I couldn't do things. And as a result of that, I made things harder than they ever were. And nobody was there to tell me otherwise. So, in my head, it was. I know it's not now. I obviously have gotten past all that bullshit. Well, some of it anyway. But so yeah, I thank you for that. I appreciate that. It's I believe that now. I'll get it. You know. I just got to buy the right gun. I just want to make sure that I buy a 35 or 40 watt soldering gun, and so I don't, nothing too hot, nothing too fancy, but a decent setup. I was thinking about picking up a Weller. I hear Weller are the ones to get. Still choppy, huh? All right, guys, thanks. Gear Guts was a great channel, but he hasn't made new content. And I found his a while ago, and I thought he wasn't really doing much. Well, he was when I first started doing my channel, but that's like 5-6 years ago. Vertex Effects is pretty good too. That's an effects channel. I don't really subscribe to a lot of effects channels, but that one's pretty cool. They get a little deep though. They'll interview guys who do effects pedals, things like that. That's a little bit getting a little too dry for me, maybe. I had one soldering course, 7th grade shop, and the teacher had to fix everything because I used too much and shorted it. Yeah, it might be the smallness of everything is an adjustment, right? And you tend to overdo it. Anxiety and self-doubt suck. You do fine. Just don't be afraid to make mistakes. They happen. That's what I believe these days. You know what I mean? So, but thank you. Appreciate it very much. I really do. So, 1044. So, I got a Vastar under $40. Wait, what is it? Vastar. I'll remember the brand and I'll keep an eye out. If I find one like that, I'll know it's a solid brand. Thanks. So, JMK, did I ask you this already? The 2112, is that for Rush? So, I think it's possible you might be wearing a Rush t-shirt in your picture here, but I can't tell. It's the size of my thumbnail. But, oh, one thing I could share with you guys, that speaker swap that I did, the whole build with the amp that's now red, the Stage Right tube amp. When I did that swap, I was under the impression that both amps, this Stage Right amp here and the tube amp, were 4 ohms, and that I could just swap speakers. That's not the case. The red amp is 8 ohms, and the speaker that's in there is now 4 ohms. So that's a no-no. So right now, it's just housing the speaker, and I'm not using it. I'll be doing another video where I change that again sometime in the future. But for yourselves, know that if you're putting speakers in cabinets, make sure, especially tube amps, make sure they match. Tube amps specifically, make sure they match. Solid state, you can be higher. The speaker can have a higher ohm output, but you will get a concurrent drop in volume output. So I believe it's 1/3, like going from 4 to 8, 4 to 16, based on what I've read. This is just based on what I read on the internet, so take it with a grain of salt. But going from 4 to 16, you lose about half, maybe even 2/3. So you have to keep that in mind. It's an Exodus shirt, but yeah, I'm obsessed with Rush. Well, there are better. I'm not going to complain that you're obsessed with Rush. I think it's perfectly fine to be obsessed with Rush. Or Exodus. Toxic Waltz. Epic song. Will always be the mosh song in my heart. I swear to God. Love that tune to death. One of these days I'll actually learn it. So many parts in that song. So, what can we do with this? This is the original neck from this. from this guy. Okay? Can't really use it for anything. I mean, maybe a banjo? The nut's too narrow to be a neck, a guitar neck. Yes, there's an impedance formula. I read that. I didn't go looking for it though. I was just, at the time, I was just trying to get confirmation, concurrent confirmation, multiple instances of confirmation of what I was reading. And I was going from site to site. But yes, there's an impedance formula. And you were in that video? So you're out in California? Oh, that's right. You said it before. You were in California. Right. Okay. So that wasn't you jumping off the stage, was it? Yeah, in the Fillmore in San Francisco. Awesome. Awesome. I actually was in the Fillmore East here in New York once. I didn't play it, but I was there. But that's an epic place. That place had so much history. Is it still around? I think it's still around. It better be. So, but yeah, I never saw Rush live. These days, I feel like I probably should have, because Neil's gone, and there'll never be another Neil. There will never be another Neil Peart, excuse me. That's how he pronounced it. Yeah, could do a baby piccolo bass, right? That would probably get enough tension, right? That's not a bad idea. Maybe do a baby piccolo bass. Right now, I'm addicted to doing these things. I want to do more of them. This little body, I love it. I want to do more with it. So I have another one I think I'm going to do. I said I was going to do it, and I think I still am going to do the headless. I want to do a headless with it. So I think the next one's going to be headless with the other one. And then from there, I may pick up a couple more. Because JMK just gave me a good idea. And I want to see just how big a bass I can make with it. I'm thinking of, you could do a baritone. So definitely do a baritone guitar. And I wonder if there's enough room to put an Ibanez micro neck on there and get it to the right scale. Yes, Neil was the professor. No one will ever know the drums the way Neil knew the drums. It just won't happen. Actually, can't call him a drummer. He was a percussionist. Right? That's what he liked to be called, a percussionist. And he could be called whatever the hell he wants, the way he could play those things. I've watched the live video of his solo like 8 times. So, love great drummers. I could just watch great drummers. When I was a kid, I could watch Buddy Rich play all day. So, but yeah, that's a good idea. I'll look into definitely doing a piccolo bass though with this. Right? Because it was either that or else. Yeah. Right? I think it was you, Snug, that told me to use it as a back scratcher a while ago. Make a double neck. That might be possible. I don't have the woodworking tools to route out 2 holes for necks, but I think there's enough space. So, actually, on the original body, without it being modified the way I did the cutaway, you actually might be able to do a double neck. You might be able to squeeze enough space out of there to put two necks side by side. It would all be on one side of the instrument, but you might be able to actually freaking do it. So, yeah. So we're gonna call it soon, guys. I think 11 o'clock we'll call it. Appreciate you all just coming by. So, yeah. So what are the? Oh, who's interested in doing a bass speaker swap video? I got one of those coming up. I got the 20-watt bass amp, just like this one here, and I found through conversations in Facebook groups, I found a speaker which a lot of people believe is a really, really good swap speaker that's really cheap. So I went and bought one. So I would like to do, so I'm gonna do that swap. Strum stick. Oh, you say make the neck a strum stick? Like the exercise thing? Is that what you're talking about? Or something like a Chapman stick kind of thing? Where you put the pickup in there and everything, and then a bridge on the end, and right, something like that. That would be doable, I think. Just bolting on, you're just bolting on a piece of wood, right? Down the center. And then cutting everything out. So, a harp is an interesting idea. Right? I think Berth just did one. He took an acoustic and he put these harp wings on it. Did you send me another email? Because I did see the first one. Let me go. Bro, JMK, thank you, man, for stopping by. I appreciate you a whole lot. And please, keep coming back. I love you, man. You have a good night. Until next time, take it easy. All right? Okay, yeah, I see this other one here. Alright. Yes, I got two from you. Same email. Basically same email, right? You sent me your address twice. I won't say it here, just AL, right? So definitely got it. I'll just send you a quick got it. Alright, so now you know I got it. Alright? So guys, I think we can call it, man. It's almost an hour and a half. I think, yeah, man, this has been cool. We had a bit of a lively conversation, and I appreciate that, guys. So it's just about 11. So I know you guys, some of you guys are going to be up late. You know, you're waiting up for me, right? I think Snug, you got your family you can keep an eye on, even though the kids are probably in